What's going on, everybody? Beats by Lonze back with another military tips for producers video. So I was here thinking today, I was actually talking to one of my oldest friends who I went to MOS school with. And for the last 10 years that I've been talking to him, I thought that he was a civilian. Unbeknownst to me, he has still been active duty when I thought he had gotten out, because he had got out for 2 years and came back in, and I didn't know that he came back in. So this whole time I've been talking to him, I'm thinking he's a civilian like me, and he is actually still active duty in Germany. And so in our conversation, I'm just finding out he's still active duty because we were joking about him being. I was joking with him about him being a civilian and his wife being a government contractor, and him being able to be at home and cook for the wife and all this stuff. And he said, "What are you talking about, Zay? I'm still in." I was like, "What?" So that would put him somewhere at like close to 30 years. And I was like, it's just amazing that I've been out all this time and he's still in at our age. We're the same age. Actually, he might be 2 years older than me, and we're at this age and he's still in. That's amazing to be 30 years into military service and being at that age. So I won't tell you, that's not old because our parents who didn't do military, have worked until they're in their 60s and they're not considered to be old, but we're still young, right? But anyway, what I want to tell y'all is this. This is some of the things that I was telling him now that I know that he's still active duty and is about to get out. First thing I'll say is that I always recommend to veterans to always verify, double check, and triple check your medical records and make sure that all the things that you remember that you got hurt with, or injuries or illnesses or whatever, that it's inside your medical record before you get out and after you get out. Because after you get out, it's much harder to go back and backtrack and get that information. But while you're in, it's much easier to go to medical and have them download your records and have it all printed out and placed inside your record. So when you got out. Now, another thing I did when I was notified that I was going to be able to retire, I went and made 2 copies of my medical records, and I copied every single file that was in my record to make sure that I had my own copy. So I spent a lot of time and a lot of government resources to make my own copies, but I did that. Made copies, got CDs, verified everything was in there, and then as I got out and started going through the VA process, there's a couple times where I thought, oh, wait a minute, is that in my medical record? I forgot about that happened in 1990 something. So, it crossed my mind that, oh yeah, I remember that happened to me because we went on this type of event, or, this type of workup, and blah, blah, blah. So that just got me to thinking about some of the things that you should do while you're in. Now, on the other side of that, when you're already out, I know that there's a lot of veterans who dislike going to the VA. I'll tell you that there are multiple VAs in your regions. There's multiple VAs in multiple cities, and sometimes you may have to drive to get to the good VAs that are deemed as good VAs. Now, I hate to say this, there are some VAs that are good, and there's some VAs that may not be as good as others. So you have to ask around and do research and find out what VAs are best for your particular situation. And then in that instance, when you find a better VA, you may have to request to be transferred to that particular VA. It may take you to drive an hour. It may take you to drive 45 minutes. It may take you to drive 30 minutes. But what is 1 hour or 30 minutes compared to your livelihood, your health, and taking care of yourself? You get what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people work. A lot of people still have to go and work. People still have to take off from their jobs to do these, trips to drive. But that is mandatory. I think that it should be mandatory for you to take care of yourself the best way possible for yourself. taking time off from your job, because if you're not 100% healthy and you're not taking care of yourself that way, there's no way that you can work for somebody else being unhealthy, being sick, not being taken care of. So do that. A lot of people get turned off when you're submitting your VA claims because maybe you didn't get the percentage that you thought you should have. And a lot of people are turned away from resending their VA claims out. So what I want to tell you out there in the world is resend your VA claim back out. If you didn't get the percentage that you want, rework that VA claim. Go talk to lawyers. Go talk to the DA, the DAV. Find the resources in your area because they are out there. LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You can find those places and those people that do those kind of work for you. Now, but I also say volunteer to some of these veteran resource groups, because in those groups you have retired military service members who help people work on VA claims, that help people go through their records and find things that you wouldn't know to submit to the VA. Because something as simple as a shaving chits, like when you get black men, when you get razor bumps from shaving, that is something that you can claim for your VA as far as the skin thing, because the military makes you shave. You have to use razors or whatever, and it can break out your skin. So that is something that you get from the military. So you can claim that. So all I'm saying in this video is to take care of yourself. I am also in that boat of taking care of myself, eating right, exercising, finding the time to get out there and do those extra things that will keep you living longer and being here for your family. Taking your medication if you're on medication. Getting on medication if you need medication. If the doctor has told you that you need medication and these are life-threatening, illnesses or something that you need medication for, it may be advisable for you to take the medication. Or it may be advisable to find other ways to help you with that thing that you're dealing with. So those are things I'll impart to you all in this video as far as taking care of yourself while you're in and while you're getting out and while you're in the process of transitioning. Because a lot of times you don't find out these things until you get out, and then it's a lot of backtracking and rewinding and re-engineering the way that you thought that it was going to work. So again, take care of yourself. Again, much love to you. Let's always reach out to help our veterans, to help each other. And we're a family, we're a brotherhood, and we need to make sure that we take care of each other. So with that being said, I am out of here. Beats by Lonze. I'm your multi-drum machine specialist, but I am also an advocate and a component and a brother to the military family out there. So peace out. Talk to you later.